St. Luke's Primary 4-H Club brings cheer to children's ward at Dominica China Friendship Hospital. 105 farmers receive equipment as Agriculture Ministry advances weather resilience efforts. Henkel Muriel Music Workshop hosts successful concert. OECS Trade Finance Workshop targets systemic barriers to SMEs accessing finance to grow their businesses. Caricom welcomes Japan's support for multi-hazard early warning systems. UWP rejects Chasney's resignation for second time. And Australia bans social media for under 16s in Global First. I am your presenter this evening, Anna Benjamin, with EmoNews package for December 10th, 2025. Stay tuned for the details of these stories and more.
Picture this: turquoise waters, golden sunsets, and you on an all-inclusive Caribbean cruise for two. This Christmas, Daily 3 could make that dream come true. Spend $10 or more on Daily 3 tickets, multi-X or not, and you'll automatically receive a promotional voucher. Win cash prizes up to $2,000, a $1,000 grocery voucher, or the ultimate holiday escape, a Caribbean cruise for two. Play Daily 3 today and sail into the holiday of a lifetime. Your cruise awaits. Promotion begins Monday 8th December 2025 and ends Friday 16th January 2026. Dominica National Lottery. Everything is possible. Must be 18 or older to participate.
First up in local news, students of the St. Luke's Primary School 4-H Club, together with staff of the Winston Ward at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, brought smiles to young patients during a special gift-giving visit. According to reports, the students personally contributed and purchased the gifts for the children on the ward. Staff members at Winston Ward warmly welcomed the initiative, praising the students for their kindness and community spirit. Well done, St. Luke's Primary School, for this thoughtful gesture. And in more local news, the Ministry of Agriculture, through the Emergency Agricultural and Climate Resilience Project, EALCRP, handed over equipment valued at about $1 million Eastern Caribbean dollars to 105 farmers island-wide. A formal ceremony was held at the DAPEX warehouse facility. As the EALCRP entered its final phase, the project continues to support the ministry in strengthening Dominica's weather-resilient agriculture. The event featured two key interventions under the contingency emergency response components. They are irrigation supplies and beekeeping equipment. 95 farmers received irrigation packages including tanks, pumps, and HDPE pipes to promote weather-smart water management. 10 beneficiaries received beekeeping tools such as honey extractors, hive buddies, and wax melters. Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Roland Royer, gave an overview of the items, their value, and how persons were selected.
Today is a significant day for Dominica's agriculture sector and for our hardworking farmers who continue to contribute to the nation's food security, rural livelihood, and economic resilience. As Minister of Agriculture, I'm honored to join you for the official handing over of critical irrigation equipment and beekeeping tools to about 94 farmers across the country. This ceremony marks another step in our government's commitment to transforming agriculture, modernizing our farming systems, and ensuring that Dominica builds a resilient and sustainable food and nutrition security architecture. I also want to note that the beneficiaries were not handpicked. The selection went through a transparent process where an expression of interest were published and farmers applied for the support using prescribed templates and forms. The applications were then assessed and field visits were conducted to verify the request. The equipment was then procured, and today we are here at this phase where we are going to hand over the equipment to you, the deserving farmers. So this morning we are handing over 1,000 gallon water tanks, which is valued at $272,000, irrigation lines valued at $350,000, and 13 water pumps valued at $88,964.
The Minister of Finance, Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, said that it is up to the recipients to play their part.
Well, the Minister did give an overview of what's happening this morning and all the technical aspects of it. But what I want to draw to your attention is actually where you fit in to this bigger picture that the government has a plan for. So here we are developing a modern economic infrastructure. And with that, we have different aspects of it. And for instance, there's the energy aspect, there's the roads and transformation, there's the infrastructure, there's the digital aspect of it, health, all the education, building capacity, etc. So there are so many different things part of this development that we're going through. One of the essential parts of that now is food security. This is where the Ministry of Agriculture and all of you come to play a part. So what I'm trying to explain is that, granted, the government takes a loan, and that's the Ministry of Finance arranging for the loan at concessionary rates. Then we have the Ministry of Agriculture that will do the implementation here. But the implementation has to come from you, the 94 beneficiaries here. 84 of you is for the irrigation assistance, and the other 10 for the beekeepers assistance. So the country is not only relying on the Ministry of Finance to get the money, or the Ministry of Agriculture to implement it. However, the country is also depending and relying on you.
Dr. McIntyre further urged the recipients to take care of the equipments they are receiving.
$954,105 BC dollars, just a little under $1 million, which is a significant amount that the government is investing. So it's a major investment in you. So what we expect is that we maintain and take care of all this equipment that you're going to be receiving today. That is the best way to show appreciation for a gift and what the government is investing into you. And if we can do all of this, I think we'll all be happy. This is a win-win for everybody, whether it's Ministry of Finance, whether it's Ministry of Agriculture, whether it's you, the beneficiaries, everyone stands to benefit, the entire country stands to benefit. So we've played our part. We're just asking all the beneficiaries to please play your part. You have just as an important a function and a responsibility to the development of this country. I said it earlier, yes, we will make sure the funds are available. Yes, we'll make sure the assistance is available. All we need you to do is just play your part so that we can address our food and security point of view.
One beneficiary, Ricky Joseph, expressed thanks and urged others to be thankful as well.
Of the tanks and the hoses that I'm going to receive. And I'm hoping that all the farmers in there, I'm hoping that they are feeling the same way. Because as you heard the minister said, it was not, well, I would say just short of maybe $95,000 to maybe tune into $1 million. And today, no matter whatever that we're supposed to do, and we came in there to receive the tanks, and we are going back, some of us, with our tanks and our beehives and the wax and so forth. We should really be very appreciative of it, because it is nowhere we go to a bank and take a loan and have to pay 1% or 2%. It is a grant being given, and as you know, that it is not a grant that the government is getting, but it's a grant that is a loan that was being taken to give us to the farmers. So let us be very thankful of it, and let us hope we can go out there and make the best use of it as well. Okay, not having it just as a white elephant, but make the best use of it. And let us really be very thankful when we receive those. Try not to be ungrateful, try to really be appreciative of it. I thank you to all.
Over the past 5 years, more than 80 million Eastern Caribbean dollars was invested in Dominica's agriculture and fishery sectors through the ELCRP. benefiting thousands of farmers, fisherfolk, and agro-processors, and improving key facilities island-wide. The ceremony underscored the government's continued commitment to a resilient agricultural economy. And in more news, the government of Dominica, in collaboration with the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, hosted a scholarship presentation ceremony. The event highlighted the continued cooperation between the two nations and provided support to Dominican students pursuing higher education opportunities. In more local news, the Henkel Muriel Music Workshop hosted its 2025 student concert Musical Flames last evening under the theme Warming Hearts and Lighting Up Our Worlds with Music. Director Pearl Christian delivered brief remarks, noting that she began tutoring at the Kyrie School of Music and expressing gratitude to Len Sorrendo for initiating the project.
Over the past months, as you well know, they have been encouraged to practice with diligence and consistency. And tonight we are ready to share the end product of this drive with you. Parents, guardians, thanks for being the strongest support and unwavering source of encouragement for them. Tonight's program will be presented in three parts: spiritual and classical flames, flames of love, and the cozy Christmas corner. The pieces span a variety of genres, from classical to pop, from festive to traditional. Every piece is a spark that contributes to a blazing fire of artistry. Thank you for coming, and thanks for your enthusiasm and sustained support as we put our concert together. I pray that our music tonight warms your hearts, lifts your spirits, and remind you that in each and every child is this bright, burning potential screaming to be identified and developed. This year, the Henkel Muriel Music Workshop officially celebrates 10 years, and for me, this makes Musical Flames a special production.
The music school currently has an enrollment of 15 flutes and 16 recorder students. The evening featured a series of performances, including spiritual and classical pieces, Musical Flames of Love, and the Cozy Christmas Corner, presented by the flute and recorder ensemble. At the end of the concert, all performers were presented to the audience, marking a proud moment for the young musicians and their instructors. And finally, on the local scene, the United Workers' Party, UWP, Team Dominica, joins residents of Concord, the Calnago territory, and Marigot, along with environmentalists and other concerned citizens, in calling for an immediate halt to illegal quarrying at Desbois, Concord. The activity is causing severe damage to the Pegua River, including heavy sedimentation and major disruption to the lives, livelihoods, and recreational spaces of Concord residents. Reports indicate that the project has no planning permission under the Physical Planning Act. Section 17(1) prohibits any developments without approval from the Development and Planning Authority, and quarrying requires an environmental impact assessment. The UWP is deeply concerned by this disregard for the law in the name of the International Airport's unrelated projects, which are creating hardship for communities from Concord to Woodford Hill. Environmental impact studies are essential as they assess social, economic, and ecological effects and propose mitigation measures or determine if a site is unsuitable. Of additional concern is that this quarrying will encroach on the Central Forest Reserve, Dominica's oldest protected rainforest and a vital habitat for rare species. This area is safeguarded under several national acts and policies to preserve watershed health and biodiversity. The UWP urges the Roosevelt Skerrit administration to stop these harmful developments immediately and identify an alternative quarry site with far less environmental and community impact. That's it for the local news this evening. Stay tuned for regional news coming right up.
We're at the different phases in life. We move at a different pace. All we need is to be supported. Cause when the baby's coming, business needs revamping, the new job's starting, and you need an outfit. Let momentum hook you up. Momentum will hook you up. The wedding's planning, rent due dates coming. Momentum is your support financing. Let momentum hook you up. Momentum will hook you up.
And regionally, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, in collaboration with the World Trade Organization, WTO, the International Finance Corporation, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the Caricom Development Fund, and the Commonwealth, has concluded a 3-day trade finance workshop in St. Kitts and Nevis. The event targeted one of the region's long-standing barriers to export growth, securing adequate financing for small and medium-sized enterprises. Banks, SMEs, business support organizations, and policymakers gathered to strengthen their understanding of trade finance tools such as letters of credit, guarantees, factoring, and supply chain finance. OECS Director General Dr. Didakus Jules noted that the initiative could significantly expand regional exports and reinforce economic resilience across the Eastern Caribbean. The workshop aims to equip SMEs with practical financial skills, improve collaboration with banks, and help shape policy reforms to enhance regional competitiveness. And in other news, Caricom's Assistant Secretary General for Foreign and Community Relations, Elizabeth Solomon, has welcomed Japan's latest investment in strengthening the region's multi-hazard early warning system. Speaking at the 7th meeting of the Regional Early Warning Systems Consortium in Port of Spain, she stressed that disaster readiness remains a top priority for Caricom leaders. Ms. Solomon said Japan's support, implemented through the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CIDEMA, demonstrates strong regional cooperation. She also noted the long-standing Caricom-Japan partnership, which includes the Japan-Caricom Friendship Fund, grant aid, exchange programs, and technical assistance. Solomon thanked Japan for prioritizing vulnerability reduction, calling the support timely and essential for building a safer, more resilient Caribbean. In more news, OECS member states delivered a strong showing at the 17th Mides Forum in Morocco, where global instability and weather impacts dominated discussions. The delegation included Dominica's President, Her Excellency Sylvanie Burton, Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister, Honorable Gaston Browne, and Grenada's Prime Minister, Honorable Deacon Mitchell. Prime Minister Mitchell called for deeper Africa-Atlantic-Caribbean cooperation to confront weather and economic shocks. President Burton emphasized the value of indigenous knowledge and the need for accessible weather finance, while Prime Minister Browne pushed for financial reform and greater inclusion of small states in global decision-making. Ambassador Ian Quilly praised the delegation's impact, noting expanding Caribbean-African ties and growing opportunities for collaboration. And finally, on the regional scene, for the second time in 4 years, the United Workers' Party, UWP National Council, has declined the resignation of party leader Alan Chastney. In a December 8th press release, the party described the council as its highest decision-making body and said it carefully considered Chastney's latest offer to step down. The council reached a clear and unanimous decision to keep him in leadership until the next party convention. Chastney first attempted to resign in 2021 after the St. Lucia Labour Party's election victory. His recent offer follows the UWP's poor showing in the December 1st general election, winning just 1 of 17 seats. The statement, signed by Public Relations Officer Leonard Spider-Montoute, reaffirmed the party's commitment to stability, renewal, and serving the public interest, while thanking members and supporters for their continued trust. And that's all the regional news for this evening. We'll be right back with the international stories. And internationally, children across Australia woke up on Wednesday unable to access major social media platforms under a world-first law aimed at protecting those under 16 from addictive algorithms, online predators, and digital bullying. The law, closely watched by global legislators, covers platforms including Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Kik, Reddit, Twitch, and X. Most say they will comply using age verification, though they doubt it will make children safer. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese called it a proud day for families, allowing kids to be kids and giving parents more peace of mind, but acknowledged the rollout won't be simple. Companies face fines of up to 49.5 million Australian dollars, 32 million US dollars, if they fail to deactivate under 16 accounts or block new ones. How platforms are responding to the new law? Snapchat, account suspended until users turn 16 or for 3 years. YouTube, under 16 users signed out December 10th. Channels are hidden, but data saved for reactivation. TikTok, all under 16 accounts deactivated December 10th, content no longer visible. Twitch, new accounts blocked December 10th, existing accounts deactivated January 9th. Meta, which includes Instagram, Facebook, and Threads, accounts removed. Users can download content and reactivate at 16. Reddit, accounts suspended, new accounts blocked. X has not detailed compliance and opposes the law. Some children and parents may ignore the ban, and there are no penalties for doing so. And finally, on the international scene, Eileen Higgins is projected to become Miami's next mayor, breaking a nearly 30-year Republican streak in a nonpartisan role. A former county commissioner, Higgins defeated city manager Emilio Gonzalez, who was endorsed by President Trump, after leading the first round of voting on November 4th with 35% of the votes. Though largely ceremonial, Miami's mayor serves as a key city ambassador. Higgins, the city's first woman mayor, campaigned on affordable housing and criticized harsh immigration enforcement, including conditions at the Chrome Detention Center. Her victory adds to Democratic momentum following strong showings in November's off-year elections and a recent Tennessee special election. Higgins will assume office amid legal disputes over the proposed Trump Presidential Library site in Miami. And that's all for international news. We'll be right back with the sports package. And in sports news, in the Women's Premier League clash, Portsmouth Bombers Football Club edged Kalinago Warriors Football Club 1-0 in a hard-fought match decided by a single goal. Action continues this Sunday, December 14th in the DFA Under-18 Boys League as Point Michel Football Club face Harlem United Sports Club at 4 p.m. at the DFA Technical Center. Meanwhile, the final round of 16 showdown in the Division 1 President Cup kicks off this Wednesday, with Buffet State Football Club taking on Wayne George Academy at the DFA Technical Center. A place in the quarterfinals is up for grabs. And in some cricket news, in the third day of the Windward Island Under-23 series, St. Lucia won the toss and elected to bowl first, sending Dominica into bat. Dominica posted 124 all-outs in 36.2 overs. St. Lucia replied with 170 all-outs in 34 overs. At the close of day 1, Dominica began their second innings and finished on 2-4-0, trailing by 44 runs. A steady start as they look to rebuild and push ahead when play resumes. And that's the news for this evening. Stay tuned for the weather reports from the Dominica Meteorological Service. This has been EmoNews for December 10th, 2025. I have been your presenter, Anna Benjamin. Thank you for viewing. Signing off until next time.